perhaps addressing the fact that, two of your teammates, and I know good friends of yours, obviously, were victims of this car robbery. How is this impacting you and them and the team today?
Well, I mean, I'm just glad to see they're all right. Saw Perry on yesterday and saw Greg today, and just making sure they're in the right headspace. They're feel like they're surrounded by family, and letting them know that anything that they need, we're the perfect resource for them, and we have their back, and with whatever happens, and we're just going to try to make sure that none of our guys are ever in that situation again, and however we can help, we're going to do that. But I'm just glad to see them safe and sound, and with us, and still walking around, still blessed to this day. No matter what happens, still able to wake up in the morning, and just glad that we still have them here.
Does it ever enter your mind, Myles, especially, you're very recognizable in this town. People know who you are. People know who Greg are. Like, what's that like? I'm not saying you ever feel unsafe out there, but that's got to be some things that kind of cross your mind when you're that well noticed,
Yeah, but, I try to be pretty incognito, and when I can't, I don't know. I don't have any pride, so I think at the end of the day, if someone wants to come up and they have bad intentions, there's nothing that's going to stop them from approaching you or me. It doesn't matter who it is. At the end of the day, try to make a peaceful a situation more peaceful than it is. Make it end better than what might happen on the other side of things. And I think there's a lot of things that there are possibilities in those situations, but just try to make sure you come out of it with you're safe and sound, your body, your health, and anything that's material, that's you can't take it with you. It can be replaced, but you can't be replaced. And make sure you try not to put yourself in those situations. But if it does happen, just try to make sure you make it as easy as possible to walk away from it.
How dismayed are you? I mean, you love this city. You're always out and about in the city, and you've invested so much time and resources here. How dismayed are you that something like this is happening here?
I'm not dismayed at all. At the end of the day, it shows that me, my team, and I think all of us here at the Browns have more to do, have more work to do in the community to make it, to show that there's more that we can do here. That we have there's still more lessons that we need to give each other, because it's not just one side or another side. Things like this happen because of so many different actions that led up to that, and for them to feel like they have to do that for whatever needs, whether it's fund or funds or a thrill, whatever it is, let them know that this is not the action that they need to take to get what they want.
How grateful are you that the players weren't injured?
I'm very grateful. I mean, they're my friends, my teammates. We're all part of a family, so I'm just glad they're here. And at the end of the day, we've got to do better as a community, and we've got to set an example. And it starts with us, and then we've got to go out into the community and show that we're better. We're all better than this, and how to lead by example.
So football, Myles, first practice of the offseason, so to speak, here. How does it feel, and how good is it to be back?
It's good to be back. I like being around the guys. Times like this, it's good to see how much guys, how much strides they've taken, and how mindsets have changed. How much they've been working with each other, new moves, stuff like that. And everyone's really came in, especially today, with a positive outlook and a mindset, and just everybody's ready to roll. I love to see it.
Myles, how has the toe felt since you've been able to get out here on the field?
I get a little sore every now and then, but it's not going to hold me back. I'm just going to have a little sore big toe, and we'll still get sacked.
Myles, how much have you and Z talked since he was acquired here, and what was it like to get out there on the field with him today, for the first time?
We've texted back and forth, talk about different things, different ideas, but it's good to see him in person. We haven't really got that opportunity other than today and yesterday. And he really has a very outgoing personality. He's really bubbly, really fun. And I have moments of that, but he's got it all the time. So I'm really just trying to to find where our chemistry lies. But I think we can have a lot of fun, and we could really make some things happen on the field and really elevate this team.
Did you come up with the name for the D-line yet?
Not yet. That was one of the talks yesterday. So we're still working on that. We got a little bit of time before preseason.
Where do you see the potential for this group?
I mean, as far as we want to take it, I think the guys that we have are very talented in many ways, and there's a lot of different skill sets that we have on the D line. But you have a lot of guys who have just been waiting on this opportunity that we have to this freedom that we've been given. I know Schwartz likes to say take off the seatbelt. So I think that's really the mindset. You get out there and you're just letting it loose. Don't worry about all these rules and doing all this. As soon as you know your assignment, after that you get off the ball and FSU, get to the ball.
Myles, with this being the first time we've talked to you since Darius got here, what was your reaction when you saw news about that trade?
I mean, I was happy. At first, I was like, I don't believe TMZ. But when I heard it from my dad, I was like, all right, now I can believe it. So I was excited. Oh, yeah, I let myself be happy. I was like, I'm a little bit cautiously optimistic.
Myles and Siaki were two players that have been outspoken about wanting to be your friend, and they are both very outgoing personalities. What's it like kind of learning their chemistry along with your personality and meshing those?
I mean, I'm here if you need me. I'll be here every day. So if they want to come up or they want to hang or whatever it is, I'm here for them. They're going to be part of this team, part of this family, and we're all going to go grow very close this year. And how we don't choose to do that, we'll see. But I know those guys, they have great personalities and they're great guys. So I'm looking forward to it.
What's your first impression of what Jim, the addition of Jim Schwartz this offseason? From outside, it seems pretty significant, but from your perspective, what's your first impression of it?
I think it just helps simplify things, and I don't think that's a knock on Joe. I think you really have to be intent on knowing your personnel and trying to tune in what their skill sets and their abilities and capabilities are. And if you put too much on somebody's plate rather than someone else's, that can lead to disruption and really a disconnection between sometimes groups on the field. And I think we saw that early in the season with some of the big misreads that we had in the back end. And I think he's really helped really break it down for some of the guys in the back end. And I think he's done the same up front, allowing us to really play free, studying the playbook while I was gone. It's pretty deep, but it's all still pretty simple.
Myles, what did it mean to you to have Jim Brown here throughout your career, just in terms of greatness and what it means to be who he was, and how did his passing impact you?
I mean, Jim Brown was everything here. I mean, it's in the name. And at the end of the day, he was the very first person to call me to tell me that I was coming here, and that they were glad to have me be a Cleveland Brown and be a part of this organization. And that still means a lot to me, because that's as great as it gets as a football player, as a man, as a spokesman for inequality, for civil rights. I mean, he's done it all. I think he's been the blueprint. He's been the role model for a lot of us as players and as men. So we look up to him. I mean, we're very sad about his passing, and we still are going to try and do our best for him.
Myles, as a veteran, you've obviously gone through a lot of off seasons. You know what it takes now at this point?
A lot.
Well, not a lot, but more than a few, more than a couple. Because, not being here for minicamp, obviously we know you're working on your own, and just what was that process kind of like, figuring that out of what you need to get ready for the season?
I mean, really just a communication with Coach. I'm just getting on the same page about when he wanted me here, when he didn't. been making sure that I got up here early to meet with the new coaches, talking to the new guys, making sure that we had a dialogue and everything was communicated thoroughly so that there were nobody on the wrong page. And so we got it all worked out, and that was where I needed to be, working on my game, taking care of myself and my health, and I think it's all worked out.
What does that mean to have that, like that, respect's lack of a better term, but just kind of be able to have that dialogue, to be able to have a coach you can talk to and have that respect of when I'm going to be here and when I'm not?
I mean, that's what it means to have a true player's coach. Someone who's willing to listen to his players and what they need and how they view themselves getting better. And when I'm here, I'm all in, and I'm doing exactly what everyone else is doing. But when I have the opportunity to get away and go where I think I can take it up another notch and grow as a person and a player, he's been willing to give me that freedom.
Myles, obviously you've had more success. Do you think Jim's system and the way he wants you guys to play up front can free you up even more?
I mean, that's what he said. And I think there's definitely an opportunity for that. He's going to put me in position and us in position to make plays. I don't think he's just going to be looking for 95 and make one-on-ones. No, sure, that's going to happen. And I'm sure in key points and moments in the game, we're going to try to get someone free. And if that works for me, then it works for me. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to get one-on-ones across the board. And I think that's just a nod to him, because you can't just key in on one guy. And if the offense chooses to not let me get a one-on-one that day, then we just have to make sure the other guys are freed up and able to make plays.
Myles, what's it like now to have two guys on the D-line that were both in the conversation for NFL Defensive Player of the Year last season, and how important is it for you guys to really set the tone, get along, and just take this thing where it can go?
I mean, last year's last year, so we're looking forward to just showing that we're a really strong and steady group throughout the whole year, making sure that everyone's on the same page. We're performing to our expectations, and that we continue to keep on raising the ante. I think that there's a lot of room for growth here on the field, especially before preseason. Everyone getting adjusted to the new playbook, but it's definitely a very new thing for me to have a really big talent like him, someone who recently been up for DPOI, and I think he's a valuable resource on and off the field. And looking forward to seeing not only him, but Obo and some of the younger guys grow up before our eyes and start making those consistently big plays.